Are your student loans in default? Have you heard of a student loan rehab? This video is for you. My name is Stephanie Adams, and I am an accredited financial counselor. Let's go through this rehab process for student loans. A lot of people haven't heard about this process, but they do start looking for answers when your wages are garnished, or maybe you're not getting your tax return back, or you went to apply for another student loan and you were denied. It could be because your loans are in default, and there is a way to rehab them. It's actually really simple process. So I'm going to take you through that really quickly today. Not a difficult process. Let's run through it. So if you can follow the rules of a student loan rehab, it's going to free you up to be able to borrow again. It will actually remove the negative reporting from your credit report, and it will give you back your tax return. This program only works for federal loan. If you have a loan that's private, maybe through SoFi or something like that, this program will not work for you. You'd have to reach out to them to figure out how to get your student loans back in good standing. But this will work if you have a federal loan. So maybe if you have a loan through Mohila or Aid Advantage or anything, those kinds of companies, you can use this opportunity. So here's what you can expect. To rehab your loans, you're going to have to submit some income documentation, including your tax that you filed for last year. There may be a budget that has to be sent in, and then you're going to have to make 9 consecutive payments, and they have to be made on time. And when I say making consecutive payments, I don't mean you make one and then another and then another and another. Each payment has to be at least 20 days apart. So it is a longer process, but really what you're doing is proving that you're responsible enough to have this forgiveness, have this rehab. You've kind of learned your lesson and you're ready to move forward. Once you've completed all of this process and you've sent in your 9 payments, your loan gets bundled up and it gets sent to a new servicer. All of the negative payments that were associated with the default are removed from your credit report, and the new loan is placed with the history attached to it. So you have a good standing credit line, and all of the negative associated with that loan are deleted. I do recommend at that point, if you don't think that you can make your student loan payments, that you set up a payment plan with your new servicer so that you don't end up in this situation again, because remember, this program, you are only allowed to do it once with your federal loans. So you definitely don't want to make the mistake of going into default again. So it's worth it to just have a conversation with your servicer. Let's do a quick walkthrough of what you'll need to rehab your student loans. Go to Studentaid.gov, go to loan repayment. In the drop-down menu, you're going to go to delinquency and default. Click there. Scroll down a little bit to understanding delinquency. It's going to give you some information here, but what you're really looking for is this link under understanding default where it says learn more about getting out of default. You can click there. And once you get there, you'll see on this page, it talks about rehabilitating your loan. So you'll click there. And it will say here, how do I rehabilitate an ED held loan? And it will walk you through the steps. So it's going to say you've got to fax or mail us your latest tax return. And then it will say you need to fill in your loan rehab income and expense form. And I'll show you what that looks like. And here's the information that you're going to need. So obviously your personal information, and then it's going to walk you through your income and your expenses. And you're going to want to include your spouse's information. And if you have dependents, all of that stuff needs to be put in here. Sign this and date it. Your spouse, if you're married, will sign and date it. And then it's going to tell you exactly what needs to happen with this paperwork. It is all spelled out for you here. And make sure that you actually read through this stuff first before you sign anything or before you even fill in any of the information. It's going to tell you exactly what it's looking for. But you can see here where it does tell you you've got to make 9 voluntary, reasonable, affordable monthly payments, and they have to be at least 20 days apart. So it does go through, and it even tells you what formula it's going to be to determine how much you're going to need to pay on your student loans. There is another way to get your student loans out of default if you haven't done it already. You can consolidate your student loans, and that will create a new credit line as well. Just like the default will. However, it won't remove all of the negative from the credit report that's associated with the default, but it absolutely is an option. Some common mistakes to avoid is missing a payment. Do not miss a payment. If you miss a single payment in that 9-month window, you have to restart this and do it again, because you've made another mistake and now you got to go back and try again. So try not to miss a payment. Auto pay is going to be your best friend if your budget is correct and you know where your money is at all times. Auto pay is really going to be your best friend here. Make sure you know who your new servicer is, because if you miss your first payment with them, you're going to undo all of the work that you just put in repairing that credit line. So make sure that at the end of your consolidation, you call your current creditor and find out where your loan is being transferred to. And you also want to make sure that your contact information and everything is up to date, and you can do that right through Studentaid.gov. And if you need to do an income-driven repayment plan, choose from the options that are available. They are kind of shifting a little bit right now, but at the end of the 9 months, everything should be pretty settled, and you should be able to reach out to your student loan servicer and find out what options are out there for you. Hey, if this video helped you and you know somebody else who's struggling with their student loans, please share it with them. Leave a comment below and let us know if you had an issue with rehabbing your loans. I hope this information helped you. Stick around for more personal finance information. My name is Stephanie Adams. We'll chat soon.